Then Jesus told him, "Because you have seen me and have believed, blessed are those who have not seen and yet believed." John 20:29. I read in one of Bob Gass's daily readings that during the great California gold rush days, a young couple became totally obsessed with the pursuit of gold. They sold their farm and everything they owned and went out west in search of it. Failure after failure, they eventually ended up bankrupt and went to Europe. After many years, they came back home to America and decided to visit their old farm. But when they arrived, they found it surrounded by security guards and a high wire fence. That day, they discovered that under their farmhouse was the second largest gold reserve in America, and it was now owned by the government. There's a big lesson here for us Christians. Through a lack of understanding, we can be seeking for something that we have already. It's one of the devil's favorite ploys. In the beginning, Satan told Eve that she didn't have what it takes and needed to eat the forbidden fruit in order to be enlightened. It was a lie, for she already had everything she needed. Her ignorance cost her and Adam dearly. Those words are still whispered in our ears today. You don't have what it takes, and our unbelief is hindering our growth in the Lord. I have learned this the hard way. A big stumbling block in my Christian walk was my persistent begging God for something that the Bible said I already had. I just couldn't get my head around the fact that I needed to believe I had something when I couldn't see it. As I say so often in my messages now, we are a people who go so much by our five senses, especially by what we see and feel, rather than by the sixth sense of faith. We can reason, if I can't see it, then it can't be true. But this is not the way faith works. I wasted so much time over the years asking God for things over and over that He said I had already. I fasted and prayed for extended periods of time, and each time ended up with no apparent result. I thank God that things have changed now, and He has had mercy on me, helping me to understand His mind and get some answers. It has opened up a vast treasure chest of revelation for me and has changed my life dramatically. I pray that this message will help you see what I now see. The trouble has been that I'd equate having the power of God in my life, that's being used in healing and miracles, as a sign of His favor and blessings. After reading the testimonies of ministers like Catherine Kuhlman, William Branham, T.L. Osborne, Oral Roberts, A.A. Allen, just to name a few, I pursue God's power too, and never seem to get anywhere. It led me to so much frustration. There seems to be something else that God was trying to reveal to me, but I couldn't understand what it was. I was frustrated with the little outward evidence that all my praying and fasting produced. The Spirit seemed to be leading me along the path of believing that I had the answer within. I needed to believe this, recognize it, appreciate it, and reward it. It took a long time to see that it wasn't so much the power of God that I needed. It was to believe, recognize, and appreciate the Christ within that really was the answer.